I was asked to talk about the power of positive thinking. Well, your thoughts are in your hands, they're yours to control and master. And the way I see it is, in life, as human beings, based on my knowledge so far, we are wired with impulses within our bodies, okay? And those impulses are not our fault. Because let me explain a little bit more.
We'll take that same energy and transform it into life. Greetings from St. Lucia, an island home. Have to start it. Have to start.
The impulses that we have are based on heredity, background and all these things. It's based on your life experiences, your, DNA and all those factors put together. Experiences, a whole bunch of other things. They're not your fault, However, when you become aware of them, it is your responsibility to master them. I always say, for me, what self-mastery means is to be able to manage my thoughts. Now, that's not easy, I know that. It's not easy to master your thoughts because thoughts keep coming from everywhere, from knowledge, memory, from what's around you, the news, a whole bunch of everything. Religion and a whole bunch of voices, your parents, a lot of noise out there. Some of which are good, some of them just don't serve you in a beautiful way because they lead you into self-destruction. But then as you begin to grow as an individual, what I've learned is it is important to master the thoughts. There are those that don't serve you, so you reject them. How much do you want your garden to flourish? If the thoughts are not serving you, reject them. McNeil, it's not easy. I know. You have to reject them. And what you have to do is learn how to channel your energies and reprogram your own mind. You have to be true to yourself, learn to appreciate quiet time, and to be able to spend time alone talking to yourself, hearing your own inner voice, and deciding which thoughts you allow to drive you and which thoughts are driven out. I've repeated myself there already for the purpose of emphasis. Now, I never allow a topic or a subject to interfere with what I want to share with you personally, because I'm going based on life experience, exposure, travel, and dealing with my challenges and triumphs as an individual, right? So I'm sounding a bit serious here. Let me cool out. Okay. So wow, look at that. Oh my goodness, beautiful. It's a hawk. Yeah. So the hawk flies higher than the other birds. And guess what? How far do you want to go in life? You want to heighten yourself or you want to keep on a lower level? It's all up to you. So my thing about positive thinking is it's the ability to be able to see through a situation beyond. By this I mean, I'm going through a challenging time. You know what? I'm aware of it, but I'm not going to allow it to determine the outcome. I choose to now recognize it, then deny it in the sense of I'm not going to focus my energy on it, deny it, and keep my eyes on the desired outcome that I want for myself. Because when I have the rich desired outcome manifest itself or materialize itself intrinsically or on a material level, it's going to benefit me in many ways and it's going to benefit plenty other people. So that's why it's important to keep a very positive mind in life. You can't allow yourself, you can't let life situations press you to the point where you lose your personal power and allow yourself to become the victim. It's up to you to choose to be the victor, the master of your own ship. We could use the analogy of a ship, by the way. When a ship sails, it sails. It needs a captain, it needs the crew and everything else, everyone else to come on board in order to create, to make it operate and function. And then it has a destination in mind, well, the whole crew. But the captain has to make the final decisions. This is your mind, your brain. You're the one, the thinker thinking the thoughts here, and you're the one telling your mind what to think. The master controls the ship. Because if that ship is left to just go astray on its own, eventually it's gonna hit something and go off course. Off course. And ultimately, there's gonna be chaos. So who has to take charge of the ship? The master, the captain. This is you, this is me. We are required to control our thoughts. So positive thinking is about being in a job that you hate, but I'm pressing forward. I'm going to use this as a stepping stone to grow and build myself. And I will exit when my intuition tells me it's time to exit. Because I know there are bigger things for me. Positive thinking is about being able to be in a relationship that has broken you, but you have accepting the responsibility for entering that relationship and telling yourself, okay, I'm going to leave that relationship. I've learned enough about myself and what I want and what I don't want, and I'm letting that shit go now. Positive thinking is about being able to have gone to a place you thought would have worked out well for you. It didn't work out, and you're like, you know what? Lesson learned, carrying on, moving forward. It's not that easy, but how much do you want to win in your life? Positive thinking is about realizing there's a whole bunch of drama in the atmosphere. People are dying, COVID happening, and all of that going on. But you know what? I'm still alive, so let me take advantage of my opportunities in life. Positive thinking is about my mother dying and accepting that it's painful, but realizing it's a part of life and that I have to carry on with my life and appreciate the rich memories and the lessons my mother gave me, okay, which I choose to carry on with. Let's carry on. Let's continue the video when I get down there. There's a beautiful scenery down there I want to show you. So let's carry on. Positive thinking is about realizing, you know what? I was wrong, you know. I made a mistake here, you know. But I've learned. Let me learn the lesson in this. Let me extract the lesson in this. Now I could go on and on and on with examples. Positive thinking is, you know what? I made a wrong decision, but fuck it. I learned a lesson. That's it. There's always a gift. Positive thinking is about being able to jump into the ocean, get stung by a sea urchin, and in the future learn where not to walk again. You know? So anyway, I've taken you guys to my spot for the morning. And I'm gonna chill here for a minute. I'll go for a lovely swim. I'm gonna go for a swim, and I'm gonna, 1 second. You guys have to visit St. Lucia if you haven't visited St. Lucia yet. It's such a beautiful, magical island. I mean, come on. His Eminence McNeil Griffith is from here, so come on, right? All right, let me just put this, let me get a spot for myself. I don't wanna be around people this morning because this is my quiet time. But I chose this spot knowing that there would be people here because there are tourists there, and yeah, but guess what, we share the planet, right? Right. Positive thinking is about being able to carry on from your life lessons. Let me tell you something about me, McNeil Griffith. I have lived a lot of life so far, okay, in my time given here, my slot given, and I'll tell you one thing. I've had many triumphs, and I've had many pushes and pinches, and I don't call them setbacks, because you know what? What's a setback? I see it as I see everything in life as blessings and blessings, which means, or as great and good opportunities to learn something more. You know, life is rich in its beauty unfolding, and beyond that, there are some moments where you have to be pressed and pinched so that you could evolve into your broader self even more. So when things are hurting and painful, then you choosing to decide, I'm going to evolve more now. I want more for myself. You know what? I'm feeling discomfort here, so it means I have an opportunity to grow and bounce forward. I will talk a lot more on positive thinking, by the way, because it's a subject that I love. People always tell me you're such a positive thinking person. I love your energy. People always tell me, I love your energy. You love my energy because you know what? I choose to harness the pure positive energy within myself. I'm aware that I'm an individual expression of the cosmos, and while I'm expressing the cosmos, I'm growing, evolving, exploring myself, learning things about other people, collaborating in the world around me, and I'm developing as a person. This is cosmos right here, individualized, and I'm sharing with you. We collaborate with each other, and in the mix there are contrasting situations which trigger my growth further. I'll talk about the subject more, and I'll push it more in most of my videos. You know, a pearl is only triggered in an oyster when an irritant enters the shell. Sorry, when it enters the pearl is only birthed when a speck of sand or something enters the oyster, you know, and it begins to grow. The oyster secretes something that to defend itself, so that, you know, and then in the defense it develops a beautiful pearl. Of course, considering all conditions are, you know, favorable. And then, you know, a diamond is only born. A diamond is the more pressure a diamond is under, is the more pressure that's exerted under the ground on a diamond. The more pressure there is, it gives it more beauty. It makes it, the more intense the pressure, the more rich the diamond becomes. I'm mixing up my mouth this morning. And then also and then you have to give the diamond that ideal cut. You know, the cutter of the diamond has to be an expert who knows how to cut the round brilliant into 57, 58 facets. And all those facets work together in harmony to refract and reflect light. So that's just what it is. So it has to go through a process. Now, when the diamond becomes the well-cut, coveted diamond, it no longer looks back. on yesterday's moments and says, oh, you know, I went through this, I went through that. It's been there, done that, it moves on, it flows forward, it grows forward. It's in a jewelry store now at a very expensive price for the best buyer. So you define yourself. You decide how much you develop yourself. You decide how much of the cosmos within you want to give forth. So, and that could only happen with positive thinking. So let's sum this up. Positive thinking is not about pretending there aren't dark sides to life. Dark sides, I use it, carefully. Not pretending that there aren't any contrasting situations to life. But the thing is, positive thinking is all about realizing, look, no matter what I'm going through, I look forward to the desired outcome. Whilst I operate from the nowness of time in I am. So even if you're poor right now, you're saying like the master, I am rich. If you're weak now, you're saying I am strong. If you're broke now, you're saying I've got money. And you start to walk in that frame of mind, and then your mind will find ways to produce what needs to be produced, and will connect with those it has to connect with to give you the opportunities to evolve in the fullness of yourself. And that's because we don't know how this works. I don't know. I'm not going to make this into a science, but what I know it works because I've used it 1,000 and more times. Think positive. I love y'all. Hey, how lovely are the mountains, the rocks, the sea. I'm gonna jump in there now and have a friggin' fantastic day. Let me go and have some fun there. I love you people. Hey.